Ever wondered how some producers get rappers to pay $2,000, $5,000 or even $10,000 for a single beat? Well, I've used one simple strategy to make rappers pay me thousands of dollars for my beats way before I became a Billboard charting gold producer. And this is the same strategy that helped my students who were completely beginner producers get their first beat sales, get their first placements, and all this without having massive followers on Instagram. So in this video, I'm gonna reveal to you what this simple strategy is, how beginner producers have been able to use it to make sales, and why you don't need to have a crazy amount of followers on social media. But first, we need to understand why a rapper will be willing to pay you $2,000 instead of going to BeatStars and get a beat for $30 in the first place. And here's why. Most rappers are not just buying a beat, they're actually buying what the beat does for their image. So when a rapper finds a producer who gives them a unique sound, they're not comparing prices anymore, they're comparing value and results. And the thing is, $30 beats, they're literally everywhere, but those beats are very generic, recycled, and used by hundreds of other artists. And serious rappers don't want to sound like everybody else. They want something that feels custom, exclusive, and connected to their brand. And this is exactly what this simple strategy helps you do. It helps you look like a real professional and not like just another producer trying to sell beats online. And when you do that, charging $2,000 for a beat, it doesn't sound crazy, it actually makes sense. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, that sounds cool, but does this really work for beginner producers? Let me tell you, it does. Because before I had placements or followers at all, I started the same exact way. So when I first began, I didn't have any big credits or a fancy studio. I was just making beats in my room, trying to get someone to buy them. But instead of posting random beats online and hoping someone liked them, I started reaching out to rappers the right way. I learned how to talk to them, how to understand what kind of style they were looking for, and how to make beats that will fit their style. And that's when things started to change. I still remember one rapper told me, bro, this beat feels like my sound, and he paid me $1,500 for it. And after that, more rappers started paying higher prices because they saw me as their producers rather than just like a producer trying to sell beats online. And what's even better, my students started doing the same thing. One of them made his first $500 sale after using this strategy for 2 weeks, and another student got his first major placement without having a big following. And the thing is, they've all used the same simple system, and as you can see, it worked even when they were starting completely from zero. So it's not about making beats, it's about how you position yourself as a producer and how well you connect with rappers. And that's what this whole strategy is about. Now let me show you step by step what the simple strategy is so you can start using it too. So what's this simple strategy that helped me and my students get rappers to pay thousands of dollars for beats? It is not about having a big name, a fancy studio, or a million of followers. It is all about building real connections with rappers, not just trying to sell them something. And here is how it works. Most producers try to push their beats like ads. They post links everywhere, spam DMs, and hope someone buys. But this strategy flips that around. Instead of chasing rappers, you attract them by showing real interest in their music first. When I started doing this, one of the very first messages I would DM to artists was, yo, I heard your last song, that hook was fire. I got an idea for something that will fit your sound even better. And I promise you that that small change made a huge difference, because it literally showed them that I genuinely care about their sound and not just about my beats. And because of that, they started trusting me. And once they trust you, the price doesn't scare them anymore. They're not just paying you for a beat, they're paying you for your vision, your ear, and your time. And that's the simple strategy. Build a real connection, understand their sound, and show them you can help them stand out. When you do that, rappers start seeing you as part of their team and not just a random seller. And that's really how you go from $30 beats to $2,000 plus per beat. Now, a lot of producers think they can make big sales because they don't have a huge following on Instagram or TikTok. But here's the truth. Followers don't equal buyers. You don't need 100,000 followers to make $2,000 per beat. You just need the right people to see your value. So when I started getting rappers to pay more for my beats, my Instagram was not blowing up. I wasn't getting thousands of followers or going viral, but I had real relationships with a few artists who trusted me. They knew I genuinely cared about their sound, and wanted to help them win, and that's why they were willing to invest. One of my students said, "Bro, I only have 800 followers, so I thought no one would take me seriously." But once he used this strategy, reaching out the right way and actually sending beats that match the artist style, he made his first $500 sale in that same month. Another of my students had less than 1,000 followers, and he focused on building 5 to 10 real solid connections instead of chasing likes. And a few weeks later, he sold a beat for $1,000 and got his first placement with an artist he used to look up to. Now, none of that came from going viral, but it came from talking to people the right way and making artists' lives a lot easier. So don't stress about followers. You don't need to be famous to get paid, and make sure that you focus on being valuable. This is not about reaching everyone. It is actually about building trust with the few people that really matter. By the way, if you want me to personally help you with any of the stuff for getting placements and making thousands of dollars as a producer, just book a free strategy call from the first link down below in the description. So now you know how producers are getting rappers to pay $2,000 plus per beat, even without a big following on Instagram. But here's the crazy part. Even after learning all this, most producers will still struggle getting major placements. I've studied over 1,000 producers, and almost all of them make the same mistake that keeps them stuck, no matter how good their beats are. If you want to know what that mistake is and how to fix it, go watch this next video, because until you fix this one thing, you'll keep wondering why your beats are not landing with big artists.